Hey Froggy friends, Kirostyle here. Welcome back to Dingbat Ronald. Thank you so much for joining me here on stream. Hope you guys are all doing well today. Sai, congratulations on being first. Kieran, welcome in. Girl07, welcome to the stream. Sky, thank you so much for stopping by. CB, hello, hello. Gray, welcome in. Ash, it's good to see you. Shu, thank you so much for stopping by. Angora, hello, hello. And Fate, welcome in. Hope you guys are all doing well today. We are halfway through chapter 3. So we just discovered the bodies, and now we're on our way to do the investigation and then the trial. What heartbreak will we encounter today? What twists and turns? What drama will there be? I guess we'll find out. So I decided to start on this screen today because the first screen right after the save point is just the dead body. So just in case anyone happens to be scrolling by for spoilers, we'll click continue from here. Ifumi's body discovered in the nurse's office. Taka's body discovered in the equipment room. I was witness to 2 nightmares, one right after another. No, they weren't nightmares. This is harsh reality. The true nightmare is this reality. The reality I have to face every day. But still, why is this happening? Yeah, it's like, oh no, Taka! And Hifumi, I guess. Oh, hi, Toko, are you okay? Toko, are you okay down there? Toko? Don't tell me. Toko too? Relax. She just passed out when she saw the blood. The blood? Oh, that's right. When Toko is, Toko, she has a fear of blood, huh? We've tried everything to get her to wake up, but to no luck. Just leave her be for now. It's like you said, I should just leave her alone for now. Taka. Damn it, why'd this happen? Another hammer. Now it's Justice Hammer 4, and it's even bigger than before. Is that suspicious individual responsible for killing Taka too?
However...
But why is it Justice Hammer 4? Huh? What do you mean? Celeste was attacked with Justice Hammer 1, then Hifumi was hit with Justice Hammer 2. But this time it was Justice Hammer 4. What happened to number 3? Ugh! What? What's the matter? Well, when you mentioned Justice Hammer 3, you just reminded me. What? Out with it. Do you know something? Actually, Taka's not the only one that's been killed. Hifumi's dead too.
What? Hey!
Hifumi's been killed. Yeah.
I see.
Which is why you came to get us. Then we better go check it out. Of course, come on. So Sakura, Byakuya, and I rush out of the physics lab. But as soon as we're out of the physics lab...
Oh!
Celeste, aren't you supposed to be waiting in the nurse's office? Something has come up. Yeah, I heard. Hifumi's dead, right?
Indeed.
Well, that is not all. It is... gone. Huh? What's gone? It has disappeared. Disappeared. Hifumi's body has disappeared. What?
What did you say?
Yeah, we just left Toko's body there, back there, I guess. She's fine. What are you talking about? It's disappeared. Don't be ridiculous.
Come on.
Are you serious?
What?
What the heck is happening here?
Hey!
Everyone back to the nurse's office. I practically leapt down the stairs, nearly losing my balance. I reached the nurse's office, completely out of breath. I couldn't believe my eyes. Ifumi's body was just there a few minutes earlier. It just disappeared. Me and Celeste went to the bathroom, but we were only gone for like a minute. And then when we got back,
Indeed.
it must be the work of the culprit. They must have come and carried the body away. They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We are all going to die here. We are all going to die, just like those guys did.
What did you say?
I don't believe this. I don't believe a body would just disappear.
Why?
First there were 2 murders and now one of the bodies has been taken. This is unnatural.
Huh?
Hold on, what do you mean 2 murders?
Hina.
Taka's been killed. We found him in the equipment room.
No way!
It can't be. Taka too. Can't be, it can't be.
No!
Hina.
Hina, calm down. We're all gonna die. All of us. They're gonna kill all of us. Then who might the next target be? Toko? Huh?
What?
I completely forgot! She's still unconscious in the equipment room!
Well,
You left her at the scene of the crime? We didn't have a choice. She passed out and she refused to wake up.
huh?
So she is still unconscious.
Damn.
Wait, so you knew she was up there and said nothing? Why? That annoying little insect that clings to me wherever I go. We're better off without her. Bastard! You bastard! Calm down. You forgot about her, didn't you? You have no right to blame me. Everyone stop fighting right now. We need to hurry back. We're just on this like Looney Tunes chase around the entire building, aren't we?
Huh?
I can't take this anymore. I don't want anyone else to die.
Damn.
Byakuya, if something's happened to Toko, I'll never forgive you. We shot out of the nurse's office and bolted up the stairs, heading back to the 3rd floor. We ran back to the equipment room at full speed. And when we got there... Toko! Thank God you're okay. But right away I noticed there was something very different here. Huh? It was gone. Taka's body, which should have been right there, had disappeared. This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something? No, it's not a hallucination. I know I saw it before. What I'm seeing now isn't what I saw before.
Huh?
What? Are you saying Taka disappeared too?
Stop talking.
Stop saying disappeared. It did just vanish into thin air. Obviously, whoever did this has hidden the body. But why would they do that? I couldn't possibly begin to imagine. Anyway, our costume suspect is clearly continuing his crime spree. We gotta hurry up and catch him before he kills all of us.
Not possible.
Oh, I don't think you have to worry about that.
Huh?
Huh? Think about it. Who could possibly be responsible for killing and hiding these dead bodies?
Well,
When Hifumi's death cry went up, everyone here was together on the 3rd floor.
it is so.
After that, we split up into 2 groups. And now this time, you all came here as a group from the nurse's office. In other words, the only ones who could have done this are Hiro and Kyoko, who are still missing. Hold on a second. Kyoko has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. There's no question she was in the dining hall with us. You seem very adamant about defending her. Perhaps you are in love. That's not it at all. She's just the only one I maxed out her friendship hearts with, okay?
That's fine.
Well, anyway, yes, I do accept Kyoko's alibi.
Let's see.
Which means the suspicious individual we're looking for can be none other than Hiro. Which further means there'll be no more murders. The regulations are very clear about that. Oh, that's right. There's a rule that says you could only kill a maximum of 2 people.
That's right.
As long as that rule is in place, there will not be a 3rd murder. If we were to break the rule... Oh, Mincia! Mincia without a second thought. Mincia, grind ya, turn ya to paste. By the way, did you know that fish paste can also refer to shellfish, like shrimp or crabs? Indeed. The way he just leaves and his music cuts out.
Let's Let's see.
So, since 2 people have been killed, there's no possibility of any more.
Perhaps.
You knew that from the beginning, didn't you, Byakuya? Which means you knew Toko was never in danger. I still meant it when I said we'd be better off without her, though.
In other words,
Anyway, with that in mind, we can now relax and search for the 2 missing bodies. The 2 missing bodies. 2 people have been killed and their bodies have been hidden. The only one without an alibi, and the only one who could have done it, is Hiro. But is he really the killer? What about Kyoko? If she's not involved in this case, where does she go?
what?
Hey Makoto, what's the matter? Oh, no, it's nothing. Whatever, we need to find those bodies, or a little narrative here can move forward.
So then,
Well then, let us split up and begin searching.
but...
There's no need to be afraid. No more murders will take place during this case.
I
know that, I think I do, but
Hina.
if you're still nervous, I'll come with you.
Huh?
Oh, okay. Thank you. No need to thank me. Let's get moving. Yell out if you find anything. Byakuya left the equipment room, followed by the others. I have to try and find the 2 missing bodies. Just want to see if I can examine the bloodstain now, if they want me to do that later. Oh, Toko's still here. When Toko is a Toko, she has a fear of blood. I don't think we have to worry about anyone else dying, so I'll just leave her alone for now. Taka's entire body's disappeared, leaving behind nothing but a bloodstain. Another one of those hammers, and it looks like it's made of wood. It's even bigger than the others. Justice Hammer 4. Is this all the work of that suspicious individual? Stop calling them a suspicious individual, just call it as it is. The Gundam Man, the Robot Man. We need to search for the bodies that have disappeared. What happens after that?
Huh?
Where could 2 dead bodies have disappeared to? The door must be locked. Well, that's suspicious. I'm not gonna say anything about that, huh? Celeste, was she really attacked with this Justice Hammer 1? What the heck is with this thing? Makoto,
Come on.
why are you just standing there? We need to get to the repository. Huh? You mean...
Indeed.
I found them. Hifumi and Taka's bodies have both been hidden in the repository.
Goodbye.
I've already told Hina and Sakura, we'll go on ahead. Their bodies were in the repository. They mean like the repository of the art room, right? Are the bodies here somewhere? I mean, I just came here. Sakura and Hina were here too. I have to wonder where they could have been hidden. Up ahead is the repository. The doorknob turned. I guess it's unlocked. Then I have no choice but to go inside. So I opened the door. And when I entered, I saw... the 2 bodies that disappeared right there. The smell of blood made me gag. What I saw before my eyes was unquestionable, unavoidable, unwavering reality. And then I heard the announcement for a second time.
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
And so here we are.
It's the Monokuma file!
Without further ado, let me give you all the next Monokuma file. I was gonna hand them out when you found the bodies for the first time, but I thought something might happen.
What?
It was really hard to exist, but turns out I was right.
Stop talking.
Just hand it over already.
Punishment is waiting
Now, to make
for
sure
you.
to investigate with all your mental might and prepare for the class trial.
See ya later!
Well then, now that we found the bodies, all that's left is to uncover the culprit.
What the heck?
Hold on. How can you be so calm? I mean, they're dead, you know.
That's terrible.
Dead. Gone forever. They're never coming back. Awful. This is all just too awful. Hina suddenly burst into tears. She clutched at Hifumi's lifeless body.
Who would do this? Why? Why?
Large wet tears fell from her eyes. The tears landed on Hifumi's cheeks. If this was some world of make-believe, that might have been when Hifumi opened his eyes. But this wasn't a movie. This wasn't...
He's alive again? Where am I? Cold. So cold. Is winter coming?
Hifumi! Wake up!
Huh? That's right. I remember now. Hope's Peak.
Come on, you gotta wake up!
I remember everything. Before I met you all. I met you all.
His memories all blending together. He has nothing useful to offer us.
The light. It's reaching out to me. Like the tail of a comet.
Hey, Hifumi! Who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasu. Hiro.
His eyes closed, and they never opened again. Death for the second time. Absolute, undeniable death. No matter how many more of Hina's tears splashed his face, there was no second miracle. Reality set in again. This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can't restore a person's vitality.
Honestly.
You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins, no calcium in your bones. At least you have your meat.
Stop talking.
You're just angry. Going out of his way to return just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. Now this game has become exceedingly boring. He said Yasuhiro, right?
Then perhaps...
Yasuhiro Hagakure. That is the only person he could have been referring to.
So in other words...
And with that, the case is solved. Assaulting people and even killing Taka and Hifumi, and then going so far as to hide their bodies. A criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden hammers. Is that what Hiro is?
What is this?
If it's true, I can't forgive him. No way I can ever forgive him. To kill two of our friends.
That's fine.
Anyway, it's about time we track down the culprit in our little life or death game here. Although this time it's not all that life or death. The trial will conclude without much trouble.
Indeed.
Yes, it does look that way. It's going to begin again. We have to go through this one more time. I have to accept it. We have no choice but to go through with this to make sure everyone survives. I just have to do it. First, I better check the Monokuma file. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's it?
Very strange.
Yeah, it's pretty strange. We got way less information this time than before. That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded right before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could anyway. Maybe.
Well,
There's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while. Are you talking about Kyoko?
perhaps.
Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice? An accomplice? An accomplice? What are you doing here?
Monokuma appears!
Don't be rude, I'm here to answer your question. What question?
Yep.
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I? During the first class trial.
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
In other words,
You can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
so then.
So you're saying nobody worked together this time either.
Hey,
Sorry, I can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in a murder, only one blackened can graduate. An accomplice gets nothing.
So in other words,
Then we only need to figure out who that one blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal.
well,
Okay, let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is
extreme!
the one true blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action. The true blackened. So just one person.
Well now,
That's enough for explainifying. Now it's down to the final battle between all of you and the blackened. Good luck to the contestants. So there could only be one blackened. An accomplice wouldn't benefit. Then I can't see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case after all. You may be right. If that's true, then Kyoko, where are you?
however,
As long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation.
Indeed.
I have absolutely no doubt that Kiro is responsible. But for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information.
So,
You know, don't you think we should consider a certain someone a suspect just in case? I'm talking about the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack.
What?
I'm offended. Yeah. You, when did you? I've been looking all over for you, Master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found.
SOB!
Anyway, you there, milk sack swimmer girl.
Huh?
Milk sack?
You've gotta be kidding!
Why do I gotta be a suspect?
What the heck?
Well, I mean, you are a serial killer.
What?
So what? I'm like a special guest suspect every time? I have an alibi, you know? She's right about that. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me. And when the bodies disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Taka's body is aside. I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body.
Yep.
Besides, I calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing.
What are you saying?
That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about.
Let's see.
On another topic, should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappearing again.
so then.
Hina and I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina? Sure, I'd be totally useless on the investigation anyway.
it's all clear now.
Then that's that. Let's begin. This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's gonna be as straightforward as it seems. Hey Blaze, hey Ditsnell, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by the stream.
So,
Hey, Makoto, I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository. Huh? What is it? After Hifumi and Taka's bodies disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together.
but...
And we came right to the repository to, you know, look around. But when we got here, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside. It was locked. And we came here as soon as the search started, so there's no way someone could have beat us here. So if that's true, then who locked it? And why is it unlocked now? I wondered the same thing. The door was locked when the search for the bodies began, but now it's wide open. There might be some secret lurking there, but I'll probably have to leave this area to figure it out. Hey, Emergency, welcome in. There are many aspects of the incident this time. Too many, to be honest. Considering that, it may be good to look back on everything that's happened.
So then...
Would you like my help? Yeah, let's look back on things. This morning, only 4 of us met up in the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you, and myself. We waited for the others, but nobody showed up, so we decided to go look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search. As soon as we split up, Kyoko disappeared. After that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room on the 3rd floor, then quickly came and got you and me. According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual and lay unconscious for about an hour. In other words, she was attacked an hour before we found her. Meaning just after 7 o'clock. Based on the picture Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was dressed in a strange costume. It was Robo Justice. It also became clear this Robo Justice had dragged Hifumi away. After meeting up with Toko and Byakuya, we began searching for the costumed assailant. We found an injured Hifumi on the library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor and resumed our search. But not long after leaving the nurse's office. What's wrong? I saw a shadow, something moving around the top of the stairs. Based on Celeste's claim, we went back up to the 2nd floor where we split up and began searching. Then right after that, Celeste screamed. This time she'd apparently seen the suspect on the 3rd floor. Hearing her screams, we quickly made our way to the 3rd floor. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared. And then... Ah! Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been... Hifumi! He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back. At that point, we decided to split up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office. Meanwhile, you, Byakuya, and Toko pursued the suspect on the 3rd floor. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi's corpse, which is also when we heard the body discovery announcement play. I left Celeste and Hina alone and headed back to the 3rd floor to tell others what had happened.
However...
But at the same time, we discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. Which means Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered right around the same time. Because I remember hearing the body discovery announcement play right after finding Taka. And that's when I showed up and told you and Byakuya that Hifumi had been killed, right? Then you, me, and Byakuya all headed back to the nurse's office, leaving behind Toko, who had fainted. But as soon as we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who just arrived to tell us something very unusual. Hifumi's body has disappeared. We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that his corpse was in fact gone. Then we remembered we'd abandoned the unconscious Toko and rushed back to the equipment room. This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating this or something? This time Taka's body had disappeared. So from there we began our search for both the missing bodies. After some time, Celeste told us she found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository. And then we rediscovered the 2 bodies that apparently vanished. And that brings us up to now.
However...
Looking back, things have certainly been very active. If you want to look back at the case again, just let me know. I'm fine anytime. Taka, he'll never move again. According to the Monokuma file, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? And there's a tarp laid out under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way, there wouldn't be any blood left behind when the body was moved. Hifumi's big, cold body is laying on the floor. His really big body. I mean, how on earth was the killer able to move someone so big? From the nurse's office where he was discovered to here, the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing it. How the hell? It's no good, I just don't get it. I can think about it later. For now, I have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head. Probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was laying on the floor in the nurse's office. Huh? Wait. Something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. That's it! His glasses. When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But now they're completely clean. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? But who would do that and why? Hey Jimmy Yuma-chan, welcome to the stream. There are hammers of different sizes hanging on the wall, although some are more like mallets. Mallets. Could the Justice Hammers been designed using these as a model? Either way, all the hammers here have obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait, for some reason this one hammer isn't dirty at all, and it's wet. Did someone wash it recently? It's a dolly, it doesn't have a handle. I saw this in the art room before. I guess it's used to move statues around. It's kind of awkward, but if you bend down, it's not too hard to use. Huh? But wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? And look at the wheel. There's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that? Byakuya, do you think Kiro really did it? I don't see how anyone else could think otherwise. When the attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. And the last thing Hifumi said when he died. Yeah, he said Hiro's name.
So in other words...
Then there's no room to suspect anyone else. Okay, but if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. Because he's the fool of the century, you see. I mean, he is kind of dumb. But do you really think that's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue in there somewhere.
What?
And is that it? That's all that bothers you about the case? Well, no, there's a few other things. Like, why'd the killer try to hide the bodies? They probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we? Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron. Is that really all there is to it? The other thing that bothers me is, why'd they bother killing 2 people?
What?
Because all the rule says is if you kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, your #1 priority is not getting caught. But killing 2 people means more clues, more chances you get found out.
I see.
Hold on, perhaps... I see. So that's what this means. Is everything okay?
That's enough.
Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Huh? What's with the attitude? But you have my appreciation.
Goodbye.
Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all. His mysterious words hung in the air as he left the repository. He talked as if he'd figured something out. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was? There's only one way in and out of this room, though the door that Hina said was locked before. There's definitely a lock on the door, but it can only be locked from inside the repository. I don't see any way to lock it from in the art room. The door can only lock from the inside the repository, which makes me wonder. Hina and Sakura confirmed the door was locked after we started looking for the missing bodies. And the door is designed so it can only be locked from inside the repository. In other words, when Hina checked it, someone had already gone in the repository and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked it and left, which is why it's unlocked now. But Hina claims there's no way someone could have beaten them to the repository. So, that certain someone... There's gotta be a clue around here somewhere. Maybe I should check somewhere else. There are some places I already know about. From the nurse's office where Hifumi was found, then the equipment room where Taka was found. I mean, logically, it's really weird that this door wouldn't have a lock on the other side, because if you were like trying to keep equipment in here and store it, you would want it to have a lock on the outside of the door. But having a lock on the inside makes it so that someone can't get locked inside. I mean, I know it's for the sake of the case that it was like that, but... I like how the bloodstain just kind of grows as you enter. I was sleeping right there when the killer carried the body away.
What?
I'm super pissed I missed such an ultimately rare event. There's some kind of tire mark going through the pool of blood in the middle of the room. That reminds me about the dolly in the repository. There was blood on a tire. Could that blood have come from here? Which could mean that Taka's body was moved from the equipment room to the repository using the dolly. Both rooms are on the 3rd floor, so that should definitely have been possible. But even if the dolly was used to move Taka's body, what about Hifumi? Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office on the 1st floor. Even with the dolly, there's no way to get up to the 3rd floor. That's still a total mystery. Hey Luck, welcome to the stream, thanks for stopping by. Justice Hammer 4, the weapon that was used to kill Taka. The body was moved, but the murder weapon was just left here. Huh? This tarp. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before, and just recently too. I wonder where I saw it. What are you investigating, Celeste? I am not investigating anything, precisely speaking. I'm simply going around seeing if Kiro might be hiding somewhere. What about you? Oh, you know, I'm just checking out this and that. The main thing on my mind is how someone could have moved Hifumi's body.
Let's see.
How Hifumi was moved, eh? When it disappeared, you were supposed to be in the nurse's office, right?
Yes, indeed.
Correct. Hina was not feeling well, so I stayed behind to look after her. But she seemed to be getting worse, so I took her to the bathroom. And when you got back, the body was gone. We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. Yeah, Hina said the same thing. So then, the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time.
Indeed.
It would seem so. To carry off someone as big as Hifumi in only a couple of minutes is... I can't think of it as anything less than impossible. Justice Hammer 3, the one that was used to kill Hifumi. Someone moved the body but left the weapon behind. It's just a normal trash can. Huh? Wait, there's something inside. It's too small to be a handkerchief. It's a glasses cleaning cloth. It's got some kind of cartoon character on it. Ah, but it's also covered in blood.
Oh,
Ah, did you find something? Yeah, there was a cleaning cloth in the trash can.
huh?
A cleaning cloth. And it's all bloody. Whoever this belonged to must have used it to wipe up some blood. But who would need to do something like that? I haven't the slightest idea. Yeah, me neither, but I think it might be important. A refrigerator. I wonder if there's anything to drink inside. After everything I've been through, I'm totally parched. Maybe just a quick peek. There's a bunch of blood packets in here. For blood transfusions, I guess. It doesn't help me though, I'm not a vampire. So this is where you were. I've been looking for you. You have? I want to thank you for what you did. Not that you meant to, but you ended up making this little game of ours very interesting indeed. You should go to Hiro's room. Oh, and let me give you this. This is a note Kiro wrote to get us all to meet up, right? You remember well. Well, the penmanship was pretty remarkable, so it left an impression.
It's all clear now.
Anyway, this makes it clear, right? This is a trap. What is? Things grow ever more exciting. What are you talking about? I've already repaid my debt. I don't owe you any more explanation.
Goodbye.
So you said to go to Hiro's room, but what's waiting for me there? Man, every time I have to do like Sakura's voice, Monokuma's voice, Hifumi's voice, Mondo's voice, it just makes my throat so fatigued. It's no wonder I had a voice crack. Which one's his room? I think it's on the other side. I think I walked past it. Oh, here it is. Battle, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. The door's unlocked. I guess I can go inside. Byakuya did say to go look. It might not be a great idea, but I'm gonna take the plunge. This is Hiro's room. There's all kinds of weird stuff in here. Where do you even get this all from? More importantly, he still hasn't turned up yet. Which means he can't really complain if I don't get his permission to search his room, right? Surveillance camera. There's no point in worrying about it right now. I just need to forget about it. It's a normal bed, pretty much like the one in my room. I think there's something in the cardboard box. It's blueprints for something, and something's made out of... It looks like cardboard, plastic, and plaster. Is this Robo Justice? And it's in Hiro's room. But wait, these blueprints... Something about them bothers me. Yeah, did he get all the pieces from the gacha machine? Did he farm more Monokuma coins than me? It's a normal bed, pretty much like the one in my room. I soundlessly checked the bathroom. There's nothing in here. It's pretty grungy though. How does a bathroom even get this dirty? This is one of the monitors Monokuma appears on. There's no point in worrying about it right now. I just need to forget about it. Oh, that is just the door that they want me to look at. Makoto, big news, big news! What's wrong? We found Kyoko. What? Is she okay? Where is she? Wait, I wasn't done. There's more big news.
Just a second.
Robo Justice showed up too. Robo Justice. It's Hiro wearing the costume.
Okay.
Anyway, as soon as you can, head to the pool on the 2nd floor. To think Hiro and Kyoko would turn up at the same time. Anyway, I have to head to the pool. I ran off to the 2nd floor as fast as I could. Kyoko and...
I mean...
Phew, man, I've had the worst day. Kiro? I'm positive that the suspicious individual that attacked me. Apparently that ridiculous object is Hiro. I'd ask Kyoko for details if I were you. Robo Justice finally made his appearance, huh? I guess Kyoko's the one that found him. Hiro?
Huh? Oh, hey,
yeah,
Makoto.
duh. Who else would I be? That's a good question. Huh? What? Why do I look like this? Did someone come along and remodel me while I was sleeping? Was it the Illuminati?
Right.
I found Hiro. He was jammed into the pool room locker. It looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him and woke him up.
Don't be mean!
I still can't believe you kicked me. You could have been a little more gentle about it, like, I don't know, caress my face or something?
What?
That's creepy. Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? You just disappeared all of a sudden without a trace.
Well,
There was something I had to check up on. What do you mean? Never mind. I can't never
it's
mind.
nothing.
Never mind.
Hey,
More importantly, she says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know people think she might be spying for the mastermind?
and?
First of all, Hiro, you need to explain to us why you're dressed like that.
I mean...
I have no idea. 1 second I was asleep, I don't even know how that happened, and then I woke up, and then I was here. I don't care, do something about that costume. It pains me to look at you. Well,
Let me out of here!
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little hell? Why would you make something you can't take off by yourself?
You got it all wrong!
I didn't make this stupid freaking thing.
It would seem...
There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him. It took everyone's help, but slowly we were able to get Hiro out of the suit. It took a few minutes, but eventually we got all the pieces off. Oh, free at last! How does hair fit under there? That's what I want to know. Isn't it kind of weird how perfectly the suit fits you, Hiro?
So then...
More to the point, nobody but Hiro would be able to wear that costume. Wait, hold on a sec.
Honestly,
Don't bother trying to act innocent. The blueprints were in your room as well.
is that okay?
In other words, it is obvious to everyone that you made this costume. That's true, I saw the blueprints myself. Yeah, me too.
Could it be...
Then it's obvious, the one who put this costume on and went around attacking everyone
That's terrible!
was Hiro. Shall we tie him up and gag him?
Just the worst.
Good idea, we won't want him killing anyone else.
What?
Tie me up? Hold on guys, I think that's going a little far.
That's right.
He may be a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment. Yeah, I mean... Attacking? Blueprints? I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
What the heck?
You can't even talk your way out of this. It's been decided. You killed them. Killed who? I have no idea what you're talking about. There must be a fake hero running around.
What are you saying?
You're the only one who could wear this costume. So who else could possibly be the costumed attacker?
What the heck?
How do you know I'm the only one? Maybe you should try it on for yourself before you convict me.
Okay.
Fine, if you're gonna be a jerk about it, I will. Without missing a bit, Hina started putting on the Robo Justice costume.
Huh. See? Look. See how loose it is? I mean, come on. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's not a very nice thing to say.
I mean, it's not like I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right? I mean, it seems pretty clear that nobody but Hiro could have fit into this dumb costume.
In a huff, Hina took the suit back off again.
Ah.
Well, now you're out of excuses. No, see, it's because you're a girl. If it were another guy, then... Makoto, go ahead. Okay. Against my will, I picked up the pieces off the floor and tried putting them on. We did not draw CG for this because I'm not a girl. It's no good. The arms are too long. There's no way I can wear this.
Just a second!
See, I told you it was impossible. You were absolutely right. It seems this costume was made to fit Hiro's body exactly.
But...
Then there's another costume. There must be one that looks the same but fits them.
Honestly.
If you insist on this line of defense, then show us some evidence.
what the heck?
Evidence? You claim there's another suit, yes? Then you must find it and show it to us. What the heck?
Just the worst.
Who cares? Hiro's the only one without an alibi during this whole thing anyway.
That's terrible!
Which is how we know it was him.
What?
I mean, is that really true? I have no idea what's been happening. Did someone, like, tell me?
Oh.
I certainly did not expect Hiro and Kyoko to turn up at the same time. But where's Kyoko been hiding all this time? I have no idea.
Then perhaps...
Perhaps she is really working for the mastermind. Who else would explain her questionable behavior? But you are quite protective of her, yes. That's because she's helped me out so much up until now. If I were the mastermind, that is exactly what I would do to earn your trust. Hey Rain, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. It's looking more and more like it really was a setup. She looks like she's lost in thought. I don't think she's in the mood to talk. I better leave her alone.
What the heck?
There's no talking your way out of this one. You did it. Everyone knows it.
What the heck?
If you don't tell me what's going on, how am I supposed to understand? I think I figured out that someone's been killed, right? Hey, Makoto, who was it? Well, two people were killed. Taka and Hifumi.
What?
Two people?
Just the worst.
Why are you freaking out? You did it.
Please!
I did not.
Huh?
Wait, hold on. If those two are the ones that were killed,
How about that?
that's it. I know who did it.
So then,
You may as well tell us then. Taka and Hifumi were fighting over alter ego, right?
I'm at least 30% right.
Which means alter ego and or Chihiro must have done it.
correct.
I see. That's unfortunate.
Please!
Unfortunate?
What the heck?
Stop trying to trick us. Just admit that you did it, okay? I'm telling you, you got it all wrong.
Oh, so then.
I know. That note. Last night, someone slipped a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. The last thing I remember is going to the rec room. And then for some reason, I fell asleep.
Hey.
The real killer probably drugged me or something.
Just the worst.
Not a chance.
So,
No, hold on. He could be onto something. The nurse's office did have chemicals that could do that.
Huh?
Really? I told you, someone's trying to set me up. A secret passage, a chance to escape. Someone wrote all that to trick me. Even if that's true, you must be a dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that floats in front of you. Well, after being trapped here so long, even if you know it's a lie, you still gotta check, right? They preyed on my desire to get out of here. They deceived me. I still don't buy it.
Don't be mean.
Well, you should buy it.
Just a second.
Okay, then show us the note. With pleasure. I have it right here in my, pocket.
No way.
Looks like I lost it. Yeah, sure.
Please.
Please, you gotta believe me. I wouldn't hurt a fly. As I said before, if you want us to believe you, you must produce evidence. Can you show us the note? I have no particular issue with what you claim, but if you want us to believe you, give us a reason. What the heck? For serious? Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins. Why do we need to keep investigating? We already know who did it.
What the heck?
Why? Why'd you kill them? Tell us, Hiro. No, it's like I said!
Just the worst.
Was it really to get the money Monokuma offered us? Yeah, that must be it. You must be totally broke, and that's why. Wait! That's a false accusation! Someone help me!
What are you saying?
Just be thankful we haven't bound and gagged you. If you have time to yell and carry on, you have time to search for your evidence, right? What? You're right! I need to look for the second suit in the note! Feet don't fail me now! I guess I better get back to guard duty. I was gonna ask Toko, Genocide Jack to switch with me. But if she and Sakura got to a fight, we'd have a catastrophe on our hands. Well, bye. One by one, everyone peeled away. Makoto, do you have a second? Huh? I want you to help me with the investigation.
It would seem...
It looks like I got a late start on this one, so I need to make up some ground. Sure, I don't mind helping, but can you promise me something? Later, when we have time, will you tell me why you disappeared?
Why is that?
No. To reject me so simply.
Anyway,
I need your help. You don't mind, do you? Okay.
shall we go?
Thanks. Now then, shall we? I like how he gave up so fast. He's like, I have this bargaining chip, and then she's just like, no. Tell me. And he's like, okay.
Hey.
So Makoto, first I'd like to examine the corpses. Examine the corpses? I can't believe I'm hearing that from a girl the same age as me.
Correct.
Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living.
Hey.
Wouldn't you agree? How am I supposed to answer?
Anyway,
we have to hurry. Before the class trial begins again. Yeah, you're right. Okay then, show me where the bodies are. They're in the repository. Then I guess we should head that way for now. Okay, talk to her. Is she standing? Ifumi and Taka. For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid. But only for a moment.
so then,
Well then, let's get started. She crouched down next to Taka and without hesitation began poking and prodding the bodies.
I knew it.
The Monokuma file was right. They were killed using similar weapons. Her movements were so smooth, and she was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more comfortable.
I see.
Makoto, I found something. You did?
Hey.
You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore on his left hand? He did? Are you so oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much? No, that's not it. Anyway, you said he had a watch.
So then,
Take a look. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving, right? It was most likely broken when he had his encounter with his assailant. And if you notice, the hands are frozen at just past 6 o'clock. So that would mean the watch was broken sometime just after 6.
that's right.
But last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken. Hey you, how long were you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know. Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
In other words,
So if it worked at 10 last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m. Meaning it must have happened at 6 this morning.
however,
And that's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping something. You're right. There's something white in there.
Makoto,
Can you try and pry it out? Me?
because
Rigor mortis is already set in. Boys are better suited to this kind of manual labor, right? See, again, it's like we learned from chapter 2 that, you know, gender roles shouldn't be so rigid and that toxic masculinity is bad, and then here we are perpetuating it. Again. Okay. As much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taka's cold hand. The ice-cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. After some effort, I was finally able to free the object from his tightly clenched fist. A piece of paper.
Hey,
Was that all he had in his hand? Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of paper. Doesn't seem like much of a clue, does it?
is that right?
I wonder about that. Kyoko then turned to Hifumi's body.
So then,
Let's check Hifumi's body now. Perhaps he's left us a few clues of his own. So, did you find anything?
indeed.
I did. More than I expected, to be honest. Look at this. A wad of paper.
That's right.
Hifumi had it hidden on him. Hidden?
Indeed.
He'd stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he'd hidden it on purpose, you see. In his pants? Wait, so you...
Why is that?
It was just his pants, not like his socks or something. I don't know what that means.
Hey,
Anyway, let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto. Open it up. When I think of how it was stuffed down his pants, it's like... It better be important, Hifumi, or I'll never forgive you for this. A note. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
so...
That sounds very familiar. That's it, that's the same thing Hiro said. Then he was telling us the truth.
However,
Although it's not exactly the same, is it? Last night someone slipped a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we could use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. The time is different. Kiro told us his note said to meet at 1 a.m. But the note they wrote to Hifumi asked him to meet at 6 a.m.
is that right?
Hold on. Just because Hifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him. Huh?
So...
Part of it has been torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning there. There's some meaning to the part of it being ripped. Could you maybe explain it a little more? Think carefully.
Hey,
Why would he have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly? I have no idea.
so then...
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? And how would something important like that become a mere scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer.
Hey,
While we're at it, I should tell you one other thing. The two victims in this time definitely had their e-handbooks on them, so the handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders are carried out. Note, not that there was any reason to think they were connected to the killings in the first place. So you're saying I don't have to think about handbooks this time, right?
is that right?
If you didn't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to mention it. All I said was they weren't being used to help carry out the murders. There may come a point, however, where a handbook may play a role. A handbook may play a role? I don't think I understand. But if Kyoko thinks it's important, I better keep it in mind. I need an excuse to make an e-handbook truth bullet.
Are you excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin! Like the bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life and death. And so, with no further ado, everyone please meet at the usual spot. Make your way to the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
It would seem...
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You'll have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to the proper conclusion. Yeah, you're right.
Shall we go?
Well, we better get going. Okay. That investigation went by faster than some of the other ones we've done. That's good. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. As soon as we were all there...
Monokuma appears!
Hello, hello, hello. He's multiplied.
Wrong.
No, not multiplication. It just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one's the real Monokuma? Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy, tough
You're not
crowd.
playing along.
Stop talking.
We're not here to play with you.
Okay.
Okay. The way he talked there reminds me of like Timmy and Tommy from Animal Crossing, where like one of them, they talk at the same time, but one of them lags behind the other one.
Hey! Hey!
Then if everyone's here ready to go, please board the pain train or elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please!
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't just run away anymore, Hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
What the heck?
I told you already, didn't do it for serious. That reminds me, did you ever find the other costume? Or the note? Well, no, but... How unfortunate that it would seem we have our culprit.
Hey,
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first, then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the two that lost their lives. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka. The one who killed two of our friends. The killer is... someone right here. Damn. I don't like Monokuma's carefree attitude.
Just the worst.
Let's hurry up and go so we can make Hiro pay for his crimes. Were you listening? Wait till we get to the courtroom to begin your arguing. It would appear the culprit has been confirmed. This trial will be over in no time.
hey,
The story begins when we get down there. It wasn't me, you gotta believe me.
Yes.
Come on, Big Mac, let's do it. I just realized I've never examined these security cameras and monitors in this room. There could be Monokuma coins. I can't think about the surveillance camera right now. I need to concentrate on what's about to happen. I can't think about the monitor right now. I need to concentrate on what's about to happen. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was on board, the doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator door slid open, opening up onto a cruel fate. When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
Only because of you. Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
What?
What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me, of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break.
Yahoo!
I'll never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. And so, the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. I'm a new ability, Neural Liberation. The focus gauge decreases more slowly during concentration and fever time. Effective during non-stop debate, Hangman's Gambit, and the bullet time battle. Costs 5 SP. It's not like I have that many abilities anyways.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
Fine, I give my voice a little break now.
We already know who did it!
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
Don't try and deny it! You killed them!
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
How are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Kiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know!
Is Hiro really the killer? Or, before anything else, we have to make that clear.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true! It's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
I mean, looking at the blueprints, that handwriting is awful messy. If I remember right, Hiro's handwriting is...
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough.
No, it's wrong.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Kiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And of course, he passes it on to me.
So? Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
The suspicious individual in question, the one that must have been in the suit.
I got it! Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been.
Hey Luke, welcome to the stream.
Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense! You just said Hiro didn't do it!
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption!
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that...
Makoto, you're up! Always passing the baton to me.
There's something else we need to clarify first. so let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Again, passes it to me. Do I have to do everything around here just because I'm the protagonist? The things that were used to move Taka's body, they must have been...
I got it!
There's still one more thing.
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
Why does he look displeased? He told me to say it. What's with the attitude? Oh.
Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository.
Oh, I thought for a second I was like, did I get it wrong somehow, or did they want a different item?
And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
Why do I have to do everything?
There is no shame in being wrong, and nobody expects much from you anyway.
Excuse you? I'm the one who solved the last two cases.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Wow, I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change your mind. If I could just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. Would you like to hear more? Let's talk about reloading. Uh-oh. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're gonna add in one more ingredient to the recipe. I'm surprised we're doing a bullet time battle so early in the trial. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the triangle button won't be enough to handle them. Now it'll cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. When you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the square button. Just like locking on, you have to press the square button in time with the tempo marker. Oh, this is so... Basically, just remember the square button now has a function along with the X and the triangle button. You will automatically reload at the start of fever time and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all. In which case you can ignore everything I just said. Well, good luck and have fun.
You have it wrong! I cannot agree! You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch.
Stop insulting me.
You have it wrong.
Okay, fever time, fever time, fever time.
You are a fool. I I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
Yeah, that wasn't actually so bad, but I'm getting better at this mode.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here.
So the fact that they add in like the triangle and the square explains why the tutorial for the bullet time battle was so weird, because it kept saying like press the displayed button in time with the rhythm, or press the button. I'm like, why doesn't it just say X? Right? Because it changes from X to square to triangle.
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much? I always think about how, like, in both this game and Phoenix Wright, a lot of times we have to say, like, here's the evidence, but it's not like we physically brought these items with us, so which means that it would make more sense if we had photos of them, but I know we haven't been going around taking photos of the bodies and the dolly and stuff like that either, so we just have, like, these nebulous evidence bullets that everyone just accepts, I guess. Hey Daximus, welcome to the stream, thanks for calling Grippy.
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
But I'm gonna make Makoto do it.
If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? They still only give me one bullet? I'm pretty sure I'm not on gentle mode, so...
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over. Then you could push the dolly no problem. So the killer just crouched down.
There's no noise on this one either.
Off to the repository.
Like the purple text noise.
Everything we just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit.
Sorry, I don't think I realized anything.
Like, the difficulty seems really inconsistent, because it's like, now there's no white noise for me to shoot, and there's still only giving me one bullet, but we're so far into the game that I should have some kind of mechanics here, right? But I know I'm not on gentle, because I had to reload during the bullet time battle. The dolly doesn't have any handles, so to push it, you'll have to be able to bend over. But would anyone wearing that suit have been able to actually stoop down like that?
As we know,
Taka was killed, and from there...
Yeah, then loaded it on...
Now, keep in mind...
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
Nothing's wrong! You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together, remember?
I'm blind as a bat in here. I can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me! And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
Hey Joji, welcome in.
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off just to move the body, because...
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make this stupid freaking thing! There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Kiro wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right!
So, it's really, really true that Robo-Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Kiro in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo-Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo-Justice. That's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Kiro, without a doubt.
Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw a shadow, something moving around the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
and then...
Huh? What was that? It came from downstairs. It must have been... Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us, and she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them no matter what.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
The Justice Hammers were numbered, but were they really used in that order?
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
No, that's wrong.
I always gotta remind myself I can absorb bullets.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. There's something that relates to what time he must have died. Okay, it's his watch. Oh, it's a long word. Oh, they want the whole thing. Wristwatch.
Now I understand. I've got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night...
Hey, you! How long were you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
How convenient that his watch broke right when he died.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Ah! Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been... Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Kiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body. That's totally true! We're all in the clear!
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up!
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Kiro and Kyoko had disappeared. So they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time. It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Huh?
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive, is it really possible?
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I'm sure the body discovery announcement was only made once, but Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered at almost exactly the same time.
Are you saying that when
It's
we
not the
first
broken
found
wristwatch, so I think I
Hifumi in the
have to
nurse's
absorb something.
office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I'm sure the body discovery announcement was only made once. But Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered at almost exactly the same time.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
There.
No, it's wrong! Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
It's tricky when you know what you want to say, but you have to like figure out like, okay, which combination of evidence and or statement do I need to present on another statement to convey what I'm trying to say?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty. He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
The second body discovery announcement. The first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office and the equipment room. And the second time was when...
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Ding dong, ding dong. A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. Why am I still being only given 1 bullet though? I don't understand that.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Then, was he really still alive?
Of course not. It is impossible. This is ridiculous.
When Hifumi's body was found in the nurse's office and when it was found again in the repository, there's definitely some sort of conflict there.
Well, here's one thing we did. The first time we found him, and then his body disappeared.
And the next time it was in.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
No, it's wrong! In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
The evidence I found in the trash can in the nurse's office was...
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Tiggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
She probably just cleans it with her tongue.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
And it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere!
Ash, thank you so much for the sub. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for 17 months of support.
But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
One who moved Taka's corpse was...
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means, when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The thing that Hifumi stole from Taka, could it be?
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? His pants?
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
I love this facial expression on Makoto. It's just so funny. Because we don't usually get to see his face outside the trials, so... I found a hole, maybe somewhere... Or I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
Fumi's pants.
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
TikTok?
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right? Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
I just love the way her tongue is drawn in this specific sprite too, like the way it curls. Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still, I can't let her get to me.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
The time on the note said 6 a.m. What happened at 6 a.m.? That's what I need to clear up.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was must have been Huffy!
But remember, what time did it? 6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
No, it's wrong! No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that...
No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it? Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Proof that Hifumi stole the note from Taka.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup. They're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
I mean, he had enough time to wake up and say a couple words, but let's just ignore that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository, so he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus! Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right?
Again, Kiro, once in a while, I'm surprised that you actually catch on to anything. So I'm actually surprised.
So if Hifumi was killed in the repository...
Especially since he was late to the investigation, too.
The culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
And you can kill someone with a small hammer still. I mean, but the Monokuma file did say they were the same size of wounds, so that doesn't check out.
Then...
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow I have to find the truth. I wonder what it is. Let's look at our evidence. See, why do they go back to giving me only one bullet sometimes?
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers. And, that's about it.
Yeah, the trial music is so good. Like, these trials are fun because I feel like they have an actually pretty good pacing, and like they never get too off topic. It's quite to the point, and the music is playing good, and it's also voice acted, so it doesn't feel like it drags. Hifumi was killed in the repository, right? So the weapons used to kill both of them were actually similar.
What was used to kill Hifumi?
Was it just maybe justice?
Well, whatever, there's one thing we have to figure. How was the culprit able to move around? So how did nobody leak?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty. The murder weapon has to be one of the
No, that's wrong. The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
The little shaking head in the corner is just so funny.
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off.
Wait, you actually tried to go to the website that Toko said? Page not found? You're lucky you didn't like end up on some virus page or some advertisement.
I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones.
It's like, you know, like a website is easy for a game or a book to use like a fake website, but I always think about when they use like a phone number. Like anytime you see a phone number in a TV show or a book or like a video game or something, it's like you're tempted to try it, right? But it's like, did they go and buy that phone number just to make sure it didn't go anywhere? Or did some random person get harassed out there every time someone tries to call it? I always think about that. I know there's like dummy phone numbers you can use too, or phone numbers that don't really follow the conventional numbering sense that don't work, but I always think about it.
And even some flat mallet-like ones.
It is funny though when the game devs actually like take the fake URL and then they buy the domain and make like a fake advertisement for it or something just for like the fact that they knew that people would look it up. That's like, or they use it as part of their viral marketing. That's funny.
I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with.
And the one who betrayed him!
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder.
Hey Hunter, welcome to the stream.
So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but
based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
can we really say there's no chance two people work together on this?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simple.
No, that's wrong! Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
There's a card in Magic the Gathering where you actually need to go to a website to actually use the ability of the card. That's funny.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful! How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. Or, the effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning. Which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Hey Leon, welcome to the stream. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now!
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. In the debates up till now, the way the case unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Wait, am I selecting the accomplice, or I'm selecting the true person, right? I just don't want to jump the gun.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit from brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot! pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common?
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it?
I really like how characters like Toko and also Celeste have that change in voice. They do that in the Japanese version too, and it sounds really good as well in that version.
The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush, the adults are talking now.
I'm helping you guys, okay? Stop being such a asshole to me.
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Yeah, we've only played this cutscene like 5 times back already. I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the 3rd floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste was wrong. That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been... Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This bad, come on, we have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into 2 groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Then why don't we split into 2 groups? I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Very well, then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I'll leave the capture of the suspicious individual to Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor. Everything's going according to plan.
Again, like, sound must travel really easily among this school because those stairs are not, like, super close to each other. And their screams can't be that loud, especially if that voice acting's anything to go by.
Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it! Everything! The whole thing was one big act!
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We are all going to die here. We are all going to die just like those guys did.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed, so Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead.
Which is kind of surprising they wouldn't do that, but...
Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Byakuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. Of course it falls to me to say it, of course. What is he alluding to?
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
When she said that, she should have only known about Hifumi's death. With that in mind, what's so strange about what she said is, yeah, they basically spell it out for you here. Come on, game. Give me a little more credit than that.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys.
Just like those guys. The way their voices slow down, it's so funny.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall.
Like, I get that this is the first game, but we're like halfway through the game now, so I feel like by now they should stop holding our hand, because we got Ace Attorney, even like after the first case, they kind of stopped doing that too. So I feel like, and actually when they wrote this game, they actually had no plans for a second game at the time. It wasn't until afterwards that they came up with the idea for a second game, according to the interviews.
So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
The way her portrait shakes, but she's just going, so funny.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations?
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
See, like, the thing is, like, at this point in the trial, like, let's say if Monokuma was like, I'm tired of waiting, you guys are gonna vote now, right? It logically makes sense that everyone would probably still vote for Celeste at this point now that the tables have turned. But because of, like, the way the gameplay works, if you, let's say, get all the things incorrect about the trial going from here on, then you'll still get it wrong and the game will be game over. But at this point, I feel like we should have swayed enough of the crowd. You know what I mean?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
But I guess it's still better than having, like, the judge from Ace Attorney, I guess. So
what could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
because, like, in the end, the point isn't to have an airtight argument, it's to convince enough people, which is a little bit different.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations. If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is Hifumi and the suspect are dancing.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
How dare you say shut your mouth to Kyoko? You take that back. You can say that to me all you want, but don't you dare. Celeste thinks she could prove there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible? Hey Louis, welcome in.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
If I remember right, Hina said, she said that she couldn't bend at the waist.
You dressed me up in that suit, then you just draped it. You tried to make me look
like I said, as you can see in the picture, that if the person inside there's no way they could stand up straight.
No, that's wrong.
They could stand up straight.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
You totally can't bend at the waist. It seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Kiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate? Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate? Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hey, Hifumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right, I remember their name. Yasu Kiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Right! But my name isn't really Yasuhiro! It's actually Taro!
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
I got it! That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to. And that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste still won't give up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is...
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is! Moron!
If I remember, there's something here that shows its owner's real name. I'm sure Kyoko mentioned something like that at some point. It may not be related to the case, but it might come in handy anyway.
Ifumi was trying to... He wanted us to know the killer. If there's one person...
It would have to be you, Celeste.
How many times? Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me...
No, that's wrong. That's it. The handbook.
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Makoto used puppy dog eyes. It's super effective.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes.
I'm gonna use my special ability, comic book creation.
And that'll bring everything to an end.
Hifumi meets with the culprit. They come up with a plan. Okay, what pictures do I have at my disposal? Okay, I have the backpack, bag of chips, the hammer, okay, the camera. Why is this thing back again? Oh, no, not that one. Well, this is just him being nervous. Like, it looks like they're shaking hands. Enter Yasuhiro. They get him. Okay, here they take the picture. I like how they have the crystal ball picture from the first one. Oh no, this is the time. So there's Taka's wristwatch. So this is at 1 a.m. Okay, so they put him in the suit, then they carry him. Well, look at the expressions in these panels. They're pretty fun. Okay, now at 6 o'clock, Taka comes in. He gets ambushed by Hifumi. Ooh, this is an evil-looking panel here. Bam! Oh, poor Taka. Oh, he looks very evil here. He gets hit with number 4 because they want to deceive them. Okay, so let's fakes being attacked, shows the picture. Then we find Ifumi, who'd been hit in the head. With Justice Hammer 2. Wait, look at this picture. He's like, I'm gonna coat myself in blood. Watcha! Whirlwind attack. This is with Justice Hammer 3. We find his body at the same time that they find Taka's body. Then, when no one's looking, he gets back up, he goes and moves Taka's body. This picture's so funny too. He's like, was I being good? And then he, then he does a little dance. Then he gets hit with this hammer. Yeah. The panels we didn't use are like recycled ones, and then there's like the backpack and the chips.
The killer is you! Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
Oh, they want a different picture here. Oh, they want the blueprints. That's why the bag of chips was over here. Oh, wait, no, they want... They want this one here? I thought they just wanted him entering the room. Oh no, this is this room. This is the wrong room. This... Wait, no, they want the clock here. That's what they want. That's what they want. This goes here. Then he comes in. I just swap these two around.
The killer is you! First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Kiro.
He looks so evil here.
The murderous duo intended to pass Kiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Kiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these two incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3
The music that played there.
and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act.
Hifumi's like, was I a good boy? Was I a good boy?
Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
This very slow reveal.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
Yeah, it looks like they're in some kind of shoujo manga.
I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
So the thing is too, with like the Japanese context as well, is like, so I'm told Yasuhiro is kind of considered more of like a commoner's name. So like the fact that, you know, obviously she gave herself the name Celestia Ludenberg to sound all fancy, right, and exotic and you know, all that stuff, but she actually has like a commoner's name, and not only that, but she shares it with freaking Yasuhiro, who's like the bumbling idiot, is kind of like the dagger to her heart.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
Oh, we're gonna get so many Monokuma coins after this. Yeah, and in Japanese it's similar in that she has a voice change when she's not putting on an act, and it's more of like a rural accent.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
Hey, Beans, welcome in.
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Ta-da! It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The blacken this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was... Ta-da! Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how'd you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would happily agree to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty. Lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then...
Then did you use... you know... I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely correct. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice.
Indeed.
I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name. But it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean... is she talking about alter ego?
Say what?
What? What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other words...
Then you're the one that stole it.
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit. What are you doing here?
Actually...
I was hoping I could talk to you, alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it. I like how he has these like random anime figures in his room, but there's like a Bigfoot over here, like what?
What?
Wait, he has like an entire magical girl outfit hanging on a hanger over there. Hifumi.
Are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it. What?
So then...
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I'd found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. Suddenly it feels like everyone has access to everyone else's rooms, but everyone should only have their own key. So like, how'd she get into Taka's room? Or like, I get if they knocked out Yasuhiro, they could have gotten his key and that's how they got into his room, but... I deleted the picture as soon as I showed it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how'd he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
What?
As for me...
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
He did? Yeah, so you did lie.
As for me...
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then... It's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime! An absolute crime! I knew he got a little crazy, but...
Say what?
I never imagined he would go that far. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life.
Completely unforgivable!
I'm going to kill him! I'm going to fucking kill him!
Most unfortunate.
Wait, please, if you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands. Huh?
Actually,
Taka's planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean... Taka is going to try to kill you.
Let go!
What?
indeed.
Also, he can keep her to himself. That bastard!
Unforgivable! Completely unforgivable!
Bastard, bastard, bastard!
Honestly.
Can we allow him continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I swear I will save her!
I have to save her!
Actually...
Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I've come up with a plan. Huh? I've devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete.
Hmm?
Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Ifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love. Even a love as twisted as that could still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
Indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place. He created that really quickly. I mean, I guess he's the ultimate fanfic creator, but still, he made that in like one night.
But...
So why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's it? She's also pretty salty. She's probably salty at you for the fact that you share a name as well.
Let's see.
In that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you would actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretend to be dead, once someone showed up. I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained to Hifumi, the plan was... While you're all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward. Stereotypical. Hey Kieran, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you guys are all doing well today. Welcome, welcome. If you're not already following the amazing Atelier Kieran, you better do so right now. He's an amazing streamer. Not only that, he's also a professional voice actor. You might have heard his voice in various video games and anime as well. He's got a wonderful community. Go check him out. Follow him on all social media, his Twitter and his Twitch. And say hello and join in. Welcome in, guys. I hope you all had fun with Final Fantasy XIV with Kieran. Thank you so much for dropping by. Ryugen, it's good to see you. Luke, welcome in. Geb, hello, hello. I'm Kiro. We're playing some Danganronpa. We're at the end of chapter 3. We're right at like the final part, so if you do not want spoilers, now's your chance, but thank you so much for entrusting me with your community. Feel free to sit back and relax or go take care of yourself after your stream. I appreciate you being here. Okay, I'm continuing. In 3, 2, 1.5, 1, go! I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. I believed the lie wholeheartedly right up until the moment of... Or he believed the lie wholeheartedly right up until the moment of his death.
So in the end...
So you planned to kill him all along? But of course. There would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean!
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about that.
No. He derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But it's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has ever been escape.
But
all along, you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch!
Obviously, that was a lie. Ugh.
Hey!
I couldn't take it here. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little bitch!
I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And you want to know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. And what was this dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. Castle? And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers/bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
I mean, the girl knows what she wants. Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. I love how everyone in chat was like, yeah, she's horrible. How could she have done this? This is awful. And then you hear her dream and you're like, yeah, we like her. I do like Celeste as well, but... Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but...
There is nothing to be done.
Unfortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream till the very end. So why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but... You were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. Yeah, except for your slip of the tongue is what gave you away, but you know, just saying. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. And that's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
hey,
You just get executed again. Celeste smiled then. And when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings. But that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
You all done? Okay, let's get rolling. The blackened to serve the pizza must pay the price.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment!
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What?
This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again, in another life.
So this is another interesting execution because it does focus a little bit more on like the irony and also like the dashing of Celeste's dreams, because she wants to be this like fancy princess living in a castle, elegant, you know, never wanting for money, grown up all her life being successful. So she's getting burned at the stake, right? Like she kind of wants to be this elegant, you know, Marie Antoinette. She wants to be seen as like this elegant death that's gonna, you know, send her off. But then in the end, Monokuma pulls a heel turn on her and runs her over with a fire truck. She dies in a very pedestrian manner that is very common to an average, everyday person. And I feel like that is definitely like the biggest wound to her pride. Right as she's about to die, she thinks she's finally been gifted this elegant death at least to send her off, and then in the end it's just, no, she got run over by a car, right? Hello, Mumu, welcome to the stream. So I'm saying she got isekai'd? I mean, who's to say? It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. And also people still talk to this day about, like, was she lying about the whole European castle thing? Was that her just saying that? We'll never know. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of the regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
Why do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. It's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us? God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste?
Hey! Hey!
So what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh, how exciting.
Oh man, oh geez, oh man, oh geez. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Hello.
Oh, things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here.
Well?
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
See ya later!
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair, there was one small hope. Hey, Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key the Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely, it's a key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh?
What? Then that means... Celeste probably hid it there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
so...
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please, let me go. It's not weird for a boy and a girl to go into the baths together. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us. Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
well then.
Then it's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay? Huh? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. You know, it's very fitting that we just maxed out Kyoko's friendship before this chapter, because I feel like it seems to flow into the narrative pretty well. I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Well, shall we? Yeah.
So then,
We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key that Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. As the locker swung open, we saw...
You really came.
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness. I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I just did what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time.
No.
Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please just wait a little while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please, tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school? Is that why you want to come here with me?
However...
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know. That just makes me more worried.
What?
Worried. Like what happened during the investigation this time. You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that...
Indeed.
It's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No! I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me. Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then...
That's fine.
Fine. I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see... What I heard from Kyoko then was... Well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back. She said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me about, could it really be hidden here? She said it was way in the back of the storage closet. But I mean, seriously? Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet. And suddenly, as if I was being yanked in. At the same time as I heard the sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out, the back wall was like a revolving door, and I made my way to the other side. Just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
In the boys' bathroom on the second floor, there's a storage closet. And way in the back of that closet, there's a secret room. So this is the secret room. But what's in here? There's a bunch of files and what looked like volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy Student Registry. This is the only thing in here not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand, and before I had a chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file, and I turned my attention to it. What's this? You must not leave. That's kind of weird. I could understand if it said, like, I can't leave, but you must not leave. What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. It's like deja vu. Those words. You must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before. But I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? A strange sound rang out through my head. It felt like it was shaking my brain back and forth. And then... darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. Ow! Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull, throbbing pain in my head proved that much at least. It's just a normal desk with normal drawers. An empty bookshelf. Huh? Empty. Gone. It's all gone. The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone? What does this mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room. Get some rest. My body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back toward my room. Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school. Ugh. The further I walked, the more I felt. Things are getting blurry. Can't see in front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that... Huh? As if from a vast distance, I heard a sound. It was faint but undeniable. That sound. It's coming from the gym? Hey Black Eagles, welcome to the stream. As I desperately hauled my shaky frame toward the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. What's going on? It can't be nothing. Here? In the gym? I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sounds coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Before me, there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. No, one side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move or even breathe.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
The deal?
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay. But you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then could it be? The mastermind spy is... Seven students remain. I like how, like, that battle scene was pretty cool, but I like how they had to include, like, a panty shot of Sakura during that. You received a Super Robo Justice present. Yeah, can you believe that's chapter 3? It feels like we're further than that, based on everything that's escalating. But you thought it was over after the execution? No! there's more. And guess what? You thought it was over after the secret room? No, there's even more. Yeah, a lot of stuff happened. And our numbers are dwindling really quickly now. So I have some thoughts about this chapter. Obviously, you know, in the whole series, this is still kind of early on, but I would have preferred if they did a little bit less hand-holding during the trials. I also feel like there were a lot of non-stop debates where they still only gave me one bullet, and then they also had ones where I had one bullet and there was no noise, which is like, I feel like at this point in the game, they would start throwing all the mechanics at you, but it felt like there were a lot of them that were kind of like still tutorial level ones, which is kind of weird, but whatever. I mean, I don't play the game specifically to enjoy the mini games, right? I'm doing it for the story and the characters, so that's fine. In terms of this chapter, right, I think it's a pretty good chapter overall, but there are some things that kind of bother me about it. Not like on a story sense, just more like on a individual sense. Like, I understand how like this chapter makes sense in the context of the story. There's, you know, they kind of need to trim down the cast a little bit more. They want to do a chapter where there was like a double murder. They want to do a chapter where there was an accomplice, kind of make use of all those rules, right? And put that into play. They also wanted a murder mystery where we were kind of involved, like the murder mystery was unfolding as we were there, which is a little bit different than all the other ones where it already happened and then we stumble across it after the fact and do our investigation. So on that note, it's unique. And I see what they were trying to do. And of course, they need their kind of wacky humor, you know, with the super robot justice and whatnot. That's fine with me. And I think it was pretty obvious to me, at least from the very beginning, that Celeste would eventually betray us. Like, she just seems like the type, right? She seemed a little conniving. We saw little hints of her being a little bit aggressive or her real self slipping through. She's the ultimate gambler. I think it was inevitable that she would be one of the culprits. I didn't think it'd be this early, though, the first time I played the game. I thought that she would last a little longer. But, you know, whatever. That being said, so I know that Celeste is like, so the two kind of things, the core things about her character is she's like, one, she's the ultimate gambler, and two, she has like this facade that she's trying to keep up, right? She's not as fancy as we think she is. She's not as exotic as we think she is. She's not as composed and put together as we think she is. That's all part of her character, right? So on that note, it makes sense to me. But I need to say, because her plan, yes, things unfolded the way she wanted for the most part, but honestly, it was a really sloppy plan. And maybe it's just because she was like gambling on everything falling into place, or because, you know, again, they want to show that she's like, she's trying to be elegant, but on the base level, she is not. So that could be possible. And another explanation is they just wanted to have this like wacky plan, right? But my problem with this is it feels like the plan is a little out of character for her, at least from my feelings from what I'm getting from her, because this plan, it was so elaborate, but it had so many places where it could have gone wrong. It had so many places that relied on chance. And you might say, well, she's a gambler, so she gambled on those chances, but she is like very set on winning, right? So I don't think she would take those odds. So like, obviously Hifumi as an accomplice is already a bad idea, right? But I guess she was like, she saw her opportunity because she could manipulate him with alter ego, I guess. So you could say that fits together. And he's also kind of a toady to her already. Yes, she kind of bullied him into making tea for her, but there's also official artwork of like Hifumi on his hands and knees, and she's like sitting on his back drinking tea. But I feel like she's the type of person that wouldn't want to rely on an accomplice because, I mean, yes, the accomplice made the mystery better and helped her give an alibi, which was her point ultimately. But I feel like she's also the type of person that wouldn't be able to depend on anyone but themselves. Like for example, like Byakuya, I could never see trying to recruit someone to be an accomplice because he's so full of himself and looks down at everyone else. And I guess Celeste did say that she and him aren't the same. So pushing that aside already, right? But there's so many things, there are so many parts of her plan that need to fall into place at exactly the right time. For example, if the body announcement played before they found Hifumi's body, so if they discovered Taka's body before Hifumi's body, and the body announcement played before they went into the nurse's office, that would have also made her plan fall apart. There was so much splitting up of the group, and at any point in time, someone could have behaved in a way that she could not have predicted and discovered Hifumi walking around after he was presumed dead. Someone could have gone around and seen her, you know, sneaking off when she didn't need to be. Especially because Kyoko wasn't around. Kyoko was gone for all of it. Celeste did not know where Kyoko was. She could have been a wild card. She could have walked back in and seen Hifumi walking up with like the wound on his head, right? And yeah, they were all scattered around, and we're just ignoring the fact that apparently sound travels all across the school, even when the stairs are across the floor from each other. Even the fact that, like, you know, they left Toko passed out next to Taka's body. If she woke up when Hifumi came by and grabbed the body, that would have also made their entire plan fall apart, right? Or right after they noticed that both the bodies were gone, Celeste needed to go back to the storage room first and kill Hifumi, but yet Sakura and Hina said that they went directly to the art room afterwards and they were together. So how does Celeste get there first? Even if she did get there first, she would have been very tight for time, right? And they would have seen her coming out of that room and saying that she discovered the body. It, again, in the end, it did work out for her, but it just seems like there's too many moving parts that I don't think she would gamble on those odds. That's just the way that she struck me. So yes, it was an interesting case because of all that, and they want to include all these, like, double murder, order of the murders, or like the timing and the accomplice. So, and the weirdness of the super robot thing. So on that part, I think they put together exactly what they wanted, but it just seems weird for this to be her case. But again, this is also kind of like, yeah, and exactly, the person she framed was also not ideal either, because yes, he's dumb, but he also, because he's dumb, he acts unpredictably too. So, and he's also, you know, he's so dumb that it's almost like we wouldn't even believe that he would do it. At least like Byakuya and Kyoko would not buy it, which is what happened. So I know that it's not a plot hole, and it's not a complaint. It's just something I want to point out, that I kind of wish that she actually got a more articulate murder that seemed a little bit more difficult to decipher. But because it's also still kind of in tutorial stage, because they're holding her hand, it also makes her plan feel kind of dumb, right? Which kind of tones down what I think we're supposed to get from her character. But again, that's just the way I feel about it. And I actually like Celeste because I like what she brings to the table. So I was a little bit disappointed in the way that she was caught, but it was a clever case as well. But yeah, I think she deserved a better case for her to be the culprit. I think the execution was fine, but I am finding that as we go through the game, like the first execution we saw was the most brutal one. And obviously that was to kind of set our expectations. But I feel like all the executions afterwards, not to say they were bad, but they definitely didn't have the same type of impact. Although Celeste, I think, is different because it's more of a psychological impact on her, which is a bit different. But also because, I guess, we don't feel as bad for her because she didn't have as much of a sob story as Mondo or Chihiro, and she also didn't get as brutally murdered as Leon, but she does add something interesting to the table. So now that she's gone. But on the other hand, we no longer have Hifumi, which means that I would say that we're down a pervert, but then we have Genocider Jill being equally as perverted, but maybe not as often, I guess. So it's definitely still not as much perverted humor as some of Kodaka's other games. So I'm still like bearing with it, and I'm still enjoying myself, but it is kind of interesting to see how it comes along. I think that's really most of what I wanted to say. But yeah, there are just so many holes in her plan that just felt kind of odd. kind of a little odd. But that is the end of chapter 3, and we'll move on to chapter 4 tomorrow. I think I should be able to finish this game within the next week, and then I also want to do like the bonus extra content afterwards when we finish it, but that should be pretty good pacing, I think. I'm actually also surprised how on time all these trials are. Like every trial has been on the clock about the same length of time. We do the investigation with the trial in the same streams, but I feel like it's always like we're starting to wrap it up at around like the 2 hours and 30 minutes parts, and then there's like the falling action up until like 3 hours in, and then we get the execution, and then there's like the falling action, which takes about half an hour, and then we end up at 3 hours and a half. It's been very consistent, which is great for a streamer like me who plans things ahead and wants everything to be timed perfectly. So yippee! But yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Let's see who's on that we could raid. Let's say hello to our friend Aru. He's playing Tomodachi Life. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for chapter 4. Thank you so much for joining me here on stream. See you next time. Bye, Froggy friends.